It's your boy Dave CEO Coles, and I'm back. Yes, I'm back off of vacation. I feel rejuvenated, but I'm back with another J Street podcast. This one here, I know I talk a lot about J Street and how things come together, and everything always linked back to J Street. So the pie is always going to be like that, no matter what I'm talking about. But this one here, I'm gonna do a little deep dive into how people grow apart as we get older. Uh, it's something that I'm noticing more and more as I get older with people that I grew up with, people that I still love, but I just started to realize, like, we grow apart because we have different things that we want to do in life, right? So, uh, and sometimes to me it's difficult because when you been with a person for over 10 plus years as your friend, and then now you might not talk to him as much. I mean, you still got love for him and stuff like that, but you might not talk to him as much. Y'all not on the same page of what you looking at, your outlook of life, and what they look at life. All positive ways, but I just might look at things different than you, and I go about getting my stuff done a little different than what you do. Never here the one to judge or anything like that, because I don't judge nobody for anything that they do. But it's difficult at times, honestly, for real. Because I'm one of them people that when I care about you, I care about you. When I tell you I love you, I love you. You're my friend, you're my cousin, you're anything that's close to me. If I tell you I love you, I mean it. I don't have time for the games and the jokes and the bullshit that other people do when it comes to these names and these characters. When it comes to it, because I'm not a character. I'm Dave. I'm really at the end of the day a genuine great person, and I get that from my dad. Um, and the word friends normally after a while turn into cousins, and after a while you become my brother. So I say all that to say, as I get older in life, I see things from a different lens. I see people at a different lens. And it's crazy because some people that you would never believe that you would either grow apart from, you start to grow apart from. And it's hard to say in so many ways. It's really hard to say, man. Like, because I always been one of them people that I don't think about when I get old not having my crew. When I get old, I'm not being around the same people I was young with. But as you get older, you realize this shit is happening slowly but for surely. It happens. And like I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing, honestly. Because as long as y'all two can come back and still have a great relationship, shit is still good. Shit is always gonna be good. And I learned that from my dad. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the same way with his friends, where he had friends, plenty of people, but my pop was one of the people that if you was tight, you was tight, and if you was associate, you was an associate. At one point in time, you could have been the best of friend, but if you put yourself in the associate bubble, you put yourself in the associate bubble. So I'm learning that, like, as I'm getting older, that it's not what I'm trying to say. It's not it's not wrong to put somebody in the associate bubble. It's not wrong for them to put themselves in the associate bubble when it comes to you. Because at the end of the day, now that we're older, and you gotta think about it, we all got families. Like I'm married. Um, I got nieces, nephews. I got sisters now, more sisters. You know what I'm saying? Friends that I care about and how my life is shaping up. Some people just not on the same page as you, so they can't relate to your issues and your problems that you go through and what you have. But they still your brother at the end of the day. Or you know what I mean? So that's just something that I be thinking about, like, yo, like I remember for real, if you go back to like 2012, 13, I had like My circle was probably as big as it ever been in my life at 2012, 13. Now look at it at 2025. We in 2025, right? My circle is probably half of that now. And there's nothing wrong with it because I'm still cool with everybody. But people just branch off, and life be lifing, as we say nowadays. Life be lifing, man. So I commend everybody. I still got love for everybody. You know, I'm still same old Dave, but I understand that what you have going on in your life is taking your time, and what I have going on in my life is taking up my time. And when we find time to chill and be cool with each other and bullshit and have fun, take a drink, I'm always down for it. You know what I mean? So I just want people to know that I ain't changed in no type of way. Just life be happening. And your focus goes from partying and bullshitting to life experiences. But speaking of life experiences, man, let me tell y'all this, man. I just came back from Jamaica. Y'all probably heard that on the wrestling pod. Yeah, I mean, I just came back from Jamaica for the first time in my life. My wife, our 1 year anniversary. Shout out to her. That's all I'm gonna say. Just shout out to my wife, bro. 1 year together, super dope, fun, still exciting. The girl she still gives me butterflies. So that's still, that's something. But going on that damn near a week vacation to Jamaica, bro, was well needed. I think for both of us. Well needed for me. I'm just speak for myself. She can speak for herself. You know what I'm saying? But well needed for me. And refocusing and get myself centered and getting things back in order. Because now that I done came back from Jamaica, I'm focusing myself to get a lot of things that I've been saying that I want to get done, that I'm going to get done. So, refocusing is definitely been my thing since I came back home from Jamaica. Experiencing life though, experiencing it, bro. Man, if y'all ain't never been to Jamaica, go. If y'all ain't been out the country, go. This is my second time been out the country. But if y'all ain't been out the country, go. If y'all ain't been to Jamaica, go, bro. You never know when your clock is gonna stop ticking, and you don't want to live in no regrets. No regrets. So if you can enjoy this thing called life, enjoy it. I understand it costs money to do things and all that, but for the people that have money who hasn't experienced life, you cheating yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. You cheating yourself. You're not treating yourself at all. That's one thing my pop always told me. Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Don't spoil yourself. Cause you spoil yourself, that's when you end up in debt and all that other shit. But you can treat yourself every now and again, especially if you work hard for everything that you got. Which, me and my wife definitely works hard for everything we have. So for her to put the trip together, for us to have a beautiful week in another country, it was what I needed, and helped me refocus, and also gives me motivation to do more. I tell people this all the time: find the right person. Find the right person that will motivate you to do stuff that it might be on your list, but it might be further down. But if you got the right person, everything in your list can be achieved. Me having her, a lot of the stuff, I say I wanted to do and I wanted to achieve in life, goals, trips, and stuff like that. She helps me, and I know I help her try to achieve every gift she has and every goal that she wants to do. And that's just something that my dad always told us. Find the right person, treat them correctly, and watch the goals in life that y'all two have together blossom. And when that motherfucker talk about my dad, that motherfucker talk, bro. When he don't, he don't. But when he definitely did talk and he said some stuff, he didn't waste his breath. He said it for meaning. Everything had a meaningful purpose. Even at the time, if you didn't think it was meaningful, now I look back at it, that motherfucker was right about a lot of shit. That's my nigga for that, for real. But nah, Also, when it comes to things like that, where I'm experiencing life, I be getting a little bit of what's that? Survivor remorse. Sometimes I be getting that a little bit. Because like I said, there's people that I grew up with, and we had dreams to do a lot of shit together, and some shit, I mean, some people we have done some shit together. I vacation with a lot of my friends, you know what I mean? But some people I haven't vacation with, and it get a little like sad to me because I know what we talked about as kids. I know the stuff that all the dreams and aspirations that we had to do things, and I'm slowly starting to, check some of them boxes off, and then I know that they haven't checked none of them boxes off, and I'll be like, damn, man, like if I had $1 billion, I'd take everybody on vacation. You know what I mean? Like if I had this, I would do this for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You get to thinking like that. But then I sit back and I also think about what my pop told me. Can't save everybody. People gonna do what they want to do. Being a friend, yes, but you can't be their handicap and do everything for them all the time. So as I think about stuff like him saying stuff like that, it also starts to ring a bell to me as well, because that makes sense. I can't want it more for you. I can't. I can't want. I can't want you to have a great life, and you don't want to have a great life. That don't even make sense. But some people in this world want you to do that. I just, there's about a handful of people that I want to see do better. That's part of me. But I don't know if they want to do better. But I still love them. Still love them to life. You know what I mean? Life is everything. And long they still breathing on this earth, I can help them, try to. But us being over 30 years old, I can't grab your hand and force you to do nothing. As my favorite my favorite saying is, I can lead you to the lake, but I can't make you drink the water. I can't. So I'm not telling people to follow me because I'm not perfect. But some of the things I have told people and stuff like that has been great advice. I don't give people bullshit advice. I never have, never will. And a lot of people respect me for the points and the views that I have and the things that I go through and how I, get past them. And I appreciate people for that because, when people see the hard work that you put into certain things, it's always a blessing when people say that. Like, yo, I see you busting your ass, cuz. No diddy. I mean, you're talking about me, a person that was over 300 pounds at one point, and to cut the weight down to where I'm at now and still got a goal to get to. When people say, damn, cuz, you looking good, you doing certain things, but you gotta do it for yourself. I mean, people can tell me, yo, cuz, you can do this to get better. I mean, they can lead me to the water, but I have to drink it. You feel me? So when I say that for when I come to motivating and helping other people, I'm the same way. I can lead you to the water, but you have to drink it. I can't drink it for you. So it's just certain things that I see. I see greatness in a lot of people, a lot of my family, a lot of my friends. But a lot of them don't live up to their potential. And some people can say I don't live up to my full potential because I know there's some things that I'm slacking to in life too. So I told you, I'm not perfect. Never claimed to be. But I'm thriving towards greatness, and I have a great motivator. That motherfucker over my shoulder right there. And of course, my lovely wife. And countless of other people. But just hearing my dad every day, seeing my wife, and knowing I want to do better, and I'm going to do better for the person that makes me better, it's always a motivation. And of course, like I said, us hopefully creating a little life, DC3, real soon. That definitely would be another motivating factor in my life as well. So yeah, I just want things to be good. But yeah, that's just the pushing yourself to a whole another person. And that's what my father always told me. Push yourself to be better. When you wake up in the morning, you want to be great or you want to be average. Anybody can be average. It takes a special person to be great. And if you look at yourself as any type of person, you always wants to be great. Nobody wants to be average. And anything you do in life. Period. I'm gonna give a little shout out to my cousin Matt. Little shout out to my cousin Matt. He's killing it with the 2011. He touching on a lot of subjects that I will eventually will touch on as well. But his last pod touched me very, very. It touched me. No diddy. It touched my heart. Just hearing him how he was with his father. And then I'm the complete opposite with my father. But so many ways I have the same relationship he had with his father, I had with my mother. And I get around to telling the story eventually. But I took a lot of like braves to do that because I commend you for it. Like I said, I'm building up to telling that story and how that goes, in life. But it's great to see things like this. You get to see the other side. You get to see how things connect me and my cousin back together. Because me and him getting back together, like I said, like he said in the pod, it wasn't us that that put the wedge in between us. It was the situation with his father and then my father. Them two wasn't on the best of terms. Period. A lot of family issues with that. But when it came to the kids, meaning me, Day, Marissa, and Matt, we always been cool. We like Matt said, there was some years in there where I wish I'd have seen my little cousin play football because everybody know me. I'm a football savant. I love football. I watch college football, XFL, UFL, European football. I don't care. I'm a football nut. So if I got the chance to truly see him play football, I would have loved it because I did it for everybody else. I did it. I seen everybody else play. Shannon, Leroy, Sheik, Dame, Marley, Josh, even the older ones like Artie, Andre. I done seen everybody play. Uncle Leroy play semi football. You know what I mean? I done seen it. So yes, I didn't see Matthew's football career, and when it comes down to it, it's like that little gap right there. Like Matt going to high school, I didn't see him when he was in high school. I heard about certain things that Matt would talk about. Sure, later on things that happen. Like he said, he takes up for his sister. He plays no games. I didn't really see Matt in them years of his life. It's difficult when I really think about it because we was kids and growing into a young adult myself. Matt was still high school. We didn't like I said, it wasn't a bond that was broken because of us. Anything we did to each other, we didn't have no arguments, no shit like that. It was just stuff that just the family just did what it did. Especially when my grandmother got older. She fought her diseases. My grandfather as well. And us not having like that. You know how you always got that grandparent house where y'all always can meet up at. And my grandmother got older and then my grandfather passed away. We didn't have that house where we can all just meet up at. anymore, because that was the thing that always kept us together, was us always meeting at my mom's house, like no matter what. Like, oh, Matt up there, cool, Matt up there. I come around there, play the game with him, bullshit. You know what I mean? We all have fun together. You know, we still had the grandma meeting spot, and we didn't have that anymore. And that's when I believe, like, you know, the distance started to creep in, along with some other stuff. Like I said, with our fathers not really being, you know, on the same page. No, I ain't gonna take that back. Not being in the same book. um, but the love between me and him was always there. So even if we didn't see each other for a long period of time, and then when we got around each other, it's like we picked up, like, you know, like everything was, you know, like the time didn't really elapse, but in reality it did. So now with us, you know, being business partners, and us, you know, having a relationship even outside of the podcast, because it's more than just outside. It's more than us, than just being the podcast partners. It's us being, you know, this super tight with each other again. And there's no time that elapsed. You know, we're older now, so, you know, we can't. And I believe this. I believe this even when it comes to Marissa and Day too. We're older now, so, you know, there's nothing that can stop us from all being cool and all us doing stuff that we do together now. You know, younger, you know, we kids, you know what I mean? Sometimes we understand it, sometimes we don't. And, you know, out of sight, out of mind, even though that's your family. But now we older. It's like we talk about the past, you know, we hit on certain things, we collab on the stories that we heard about, you know, our fathers, and, you know, the issues that's in the family. Then we talk about the great things, and, you know, all the smiling and the laughing. You know, Matt said he's the favorite grandchild. It's debatable. I'm always say that. She lived with me for a couple years, you know, before the end of her life, and me and her had a great relationship. But you know, Matt, everybody, I think all four of us would say that, you know, we was a favorite grandchild. I ain't gonna say it's only four of us, so, you know, at the end of the day, grandma definitely treated us amazing. That's all I can say. That grandma, of course, grandpa just, you know, being grandpa, you know, but grandma definitely treated us amazing, and that was always a fun atmosphere of being at 2011. So shout out to Matt in the pod, bro. I want to get on with you one day, and we're gonna do we're gonna talk about something serious other than us talk about sports and wrestling. But I want to have a real serious conversation on the 2011 pod, and then you come over here to J Street as well. It's just funny how, if anybody knows it, it's like I named the pod J Street, he named it 2011, and that's literally, you put the two pods together. That's our grandmother and grandfather's address. That shit just wild, bro. It's just the craziest shit ever. But that's how tight that me and him are becoming even more. Even more. Like I said, your cousins are normally your first siblings. Matt didn't have Marissa right away. He had me on his dad's side. I'm talking about, you know what I mean? Because, you know, on his mom's side, he had, you know, Jason and a couple other ones that's older than me as well. But on his dad's side, it was me. It was Dave, you know. And I'm, 3 years older than him, 4 years older than him? Something like that. Yeah, 3 or 4 years older than him. So, you know, it was always Dave. That was Matt. Matt was my brother that I never had a brother. So Matt was like my brother. So it was the same thing. I was like Matt brother because he didn't technically have a brother neither. I mean, so it was just, you know, the tightness that me and him always had. Just now it just picked right back up because now we damn near talk every day. Every day. Every day. Me and Matt talk every day. And it's a blessing. For real, it is. To get back to all that. Get back to where we where family need to be. I'm seeing his son grow up, and when I have my child, he gonna see my child grow up as well. So that's always a great thing right there. It's a great thing. Then us watching my sisters, Deidre and Kayla, they're the two girls from Deidre and two boys from Kayla grow up as well. So we all good now. I mean, but some rough times, some very, very, very rough times in there. I can say the death of my father. Before the death of my father, him and Matt, had their relationship, growing and blossoming. And then in return, in reality, me and Matt relationship started to, grow even more. So I'm happy that him and my dad, had a good relationship before my dad passed away. I am happy about that because he knew how crazy my dad was, the shit talking he was, but everybody also knew how quiet my dad could be too. So if my dad talked to you, he fuck with you, period. And he talked to his nephew because he fucked with his nephew, period. You know what I mean? So that was always, that's cool when I think about it, for real. It really is. Yeah. But yeah. Man, that touched me a little bit. Didn't think I was gonna really talk about that today. But nah, I'm just happy, man. I'm rejuvenated and I'm happy right now. So they're gonna be getting a lot of pods from me, especially the next 3 weeks. Me and Matt gonna be working hard, but for me as well on these J Street pods, they will have. This one was a little bit all over the place, but I will keep a topic and I will continue to grow from a topic. Like I said, speaking about my mother and my mom's side of the family, I would get into them as well. Get into my other side of grandparents as well, because Rosa May and Mary Alice they are my two right there. My two grandmothers who cared about me, nurtured me, along with my mother and my father. But my grandparents was a big vital piece in my life. Yeah. So as as the topics develop more and more and more, I will get into deep and deeper conversations, and I will have family members up here with me. And I want them to reminisce and talk about how they feel about certain things, because this is not a pod just about me. It's a pod about maybe my the way I see things, but it's not all about me. So my family will be up here with me. And friends. So I'm your boy Dave. It's been another J Street Pod. I see y'all when I see y'all.